Welcome for the fourth week of the Sunshine Tour here in Vejer de la Frontera in Andalusia, near Cadiz. And this on the 4th weeks is a 3-star event. Beautiful weather yet again, 4 weeks in a row. Not that usual here that it would be continuously for 4 weeks, beautiful weather. Anyway, we've the course builder this week is Elena Boyce Gracia. And she'll be building here this 1m50 class, a 3-star Grand Prix, 51,000 euro on offer. 60 starters we have. This week again, big numbers, 1,986 horses stabled here on site. A few new horses, a few new combinations that we'll be able to enjoy and fighting it out here. Guaranteed that in this class we will have more than one horses that we will see then compete in Tokyo later on in the year. So it's a preparation for some of the top horses and also a few very interesting new combinations we'll be able to see of horses that have changed hands over the winter. First to go for the UK is William Fulham, and he's riding Bilidiamo. Bilidiamo, third in Grand Prix in Windsor, third in the Grand Prix in Abu Dhabi earlier on this year. And relay the distance, 7 strides from 1 to 2, turning left, going to the Marquis de Riscal Oxer, and a dogleg to a vertical 5 strides to a double, the Longines double, 2 strides, then a choice of 7 or 8 strides to this water jump, and then a 6 or 7 down to the Coca-Cola. Big jumping horse here. Fortunately, William on 4 faults. At this stage we've 11 clears in this class. We've got 9 horses left to jump, so probably we'll end up with 12-13 clears in this first round. Jump combination, a 5 or 6 choice there to the wavy planks, and then number 11, 7 strides to 11, and then finishing off 12-13 on a 5 stride distance, 23m70. And coming in there on 4 falls, just within the time. Time allowed 80 seconds. So just got a little deep there to the first part of the double, having it front pull down in front. Next is for Sweden, Angeli von Essen, and she's riding Al Capone de Carmi. It's the third class that Angeli is riding with this horse. Is impressive over the first fence. Big horse, and she was good to get him back straight and back there. So as mentioned, this is just the 3rd time that Angeli has this horse in the ring. My God, really jumping. Angeli, of course, who was 2nd last week in the 4-star Grand Prix with Coachella. Already 3rd in one class here with Angeli, and was written prior by Italian rider Garofalo and also by Irish rider Thomas Ryan. Really big jumper this for Angeli. Very impressive. Giving a demonstration here. Just a little casual about the clock, but again, they get to know each other. Horse really jumping. Oh, unlucky there. Just the last fence and over the top as well. But you know what? That was some jumping. a time fault. But yeah, Angeli rightly delighted with her new horse, giving an absolute demonstration. Well, for sure we'll see that combination again in the future. So next is a horse that we are very familiar with, Just on la Pomme d'Or, Z, with Omar Karameli for Turkey. Horse that we've seen at very big meetings like Rotterdam last summer. Horse that keeps maturing. Won a couple of classes in Villamora, 4-star and 3-star, so at this stage still just 11, and Omar on his way there to hopefully join the other clears. Justin is continuously improving. So coming on clear, this is a difficult line. He's okay for time. Unfortunately, they're having the back pole behind. He was well within the time. I just have rushed a little bit his line coming to that last but one fence. So another fourfold. Just 6 horses left to go, and just the 11 clears at this moment. Understandably disappointing. So next in the ring is for the Netherlands, Frank Schuttert, and he's riding Fiorenzo, 10-year-old by Gardento, previously ridden by Marcus Rensel. So it's a new horse for Frank. This is the first show that Frank is competing on this horse, and so far it looks like it's work in progress. But horse with obviously jumping quality, just using the wonderful facilities and opportunities here in Verheer La Frontera for putting miles on the horse. And clear so far. Fortunately, they're just trailed the back leg. Last part of the combination. Same problem as Omar. Quite a few horses have had that first fence down. So people say that uni-coloured poles of those light colours can sometimes be more difficult for horses to focus. Anyway, coming in with 8 folds, and the last part down behind, and then this other fence of the front pole in front. So next in the ring is for Spain, Manuel Sarro, and he's riding Santiago de Blondel. And a good second place in Olympia with this horse the end of last year. Well, better known as Fanfa. There's a good string of horses here. Looks like this could be our 12th clear. Give himself plenty of time to assure this last line and come in clear in a fast time of 74.85. So this is our 12th clear going into the jump off with just 5 horses left at this stage. So there you see all the names. 2 for Japan, Anthony Condon for Ireland. Anthony has had a very good week this week. Been placed a few times in the ranking classes here. So next in the ring is for France, Max Thirouin, and he's riding Utopie Villelongue. As every week, there's been 5 ranking classes this week. Michael Duffy won 1, Holly Smith, Dermot Lennon and Jason Foley. So 3 Irish wins there amongst the ranking classes this week. Max Thirouin, who won a 4-star Grand Prix in Rouen. It's the first week that he's here, and probably using this for warming up the horse and trying to get place in the French team for maybe the early Nations Cup in the bowl. So still clear. Open the horse quite a bit there. Unfortunate back pole there for Max, so Max unfortunately missing the jump off and coming in on 4 fall, so obviously disappointed. As mentioned, there's a few, and the last few horses are seeded, so there's some of the better horses that are coming at the end of the class, and they would be first time we see them here in Vecher, and just using the last 3 weeks to get the horses ready for the outdoor season. So, fortunately a back pole there. So next in the ring is young Irish star Michael Pender, and he's riding HHS Calais. Michael Pender, incredible record, winning with all different horses, all different types of classes. From, of course, brilliantly won the Hickstick Derby, won the Derby in Abu Dhabi, 5th in the Liverpool Grand Prix, world champion young horse in Lanhagen. Oh, unfortunately one fence down there, so we'll not be able to see him in the jump off. Extremely talented and fast rider, based with Marion Hughes and Miguel Bravo. This horse previously ridden by Miguel Bravo as well. Bred by Ita Brennan, by Cavalier Royale. So, Hughes breeding. Fence down there for Michael. Coming in on 8 folds. So unfortunately, not at the jump off, and leaving us with, at the moment, 12 clears, with 3 very strong combinations coming to finish this lineup of 60 horses. So, next to go for Italy, it's Alberto Zorzi, and he's riding Vauban du Tito. This weekend, of course, is also the first of the Global Champions League. Which would be very much where Zorzi will be competing for a lot of the rest of the year, but this weekend he stayed here with Wagner's young horses. This Vauban du Tito is very much a horse that's matured and that's getting very, very consistent, and which Style Top seem to be getting up to a higher level. Placed in a number of 2- and 3-star Grand Prix and competed in Basel and Verona. And jumping extremely well. Already won a ranking class here last week with Zorzi. Looking very much like a clear round here. Just jumping extremely well. Doha Global, which was brilliantly, the Grand Prix last night was won phenomenally by Deuser with Killer Queen, and the London Knights won the Global League. Coming in clear, and a very nice clear, which is our 13th clear of this class. So we're assured for an exciting jump off, and Zorzi will always assure for extremely competitive round, and coming late or be one of the last to start in the jump off. Everybody ahead of him will be pressurized to make sure to make it as short as possible. Another new combination here for Brazil. It's Pedro Venice, and he's riding Buckman's Lord Pedzzi Jr. Pedro, of course, based in Spain. This is a horse that I would say Pedro very much got with the hope of getting on the Brazilian team. This horse previously ridden by Marco Kutscher, and a very recent ride for Pedro Venice and clear, and that's our 14th clear. And again, Pedro very effective rider, very fast rider. So we're assured for an extremely competitive jump off.
Holly Smith, her and Graham Smith's horse testing Great Britain, the last to go.
So, last but not least, far from it, is Holly Smith, and she's riding Heart's Destiny. Holly's already won one of the ranking class with another horse called Denver. This is the first week of Heart's Destiny competing here in Verrières. Bordeaux is the last time that we saw the horse in the ring. So this have to be at this stage seen as one of the best hopes for Team UK for Tokyo. Coming in clear. Piece of cake. And there's Holly joining in the other 14 combinations to leave at 15. So with 15 in the prize money, all the clears are assured prize money. And a very exciting jump off we have. Joseph Stockdale, Michael Duffy, Adrian Dixon, Luis Azevedo, Bart Claris, Koki Saito, Amanda Trapote, Satoshi Hirao, James Wilson, Felipe Amaral, Anthony Condon, Manuel Saro, Alberto Zorzi, Pedro Venice and Holly Smith are the ones that are competing in this 1m50 Grand Prix on week 4. It's the Seguros Grand Prix. And we'll discover the track for the jump off here. With first in the ring, Joseph Stockdale, and he's riding Don Diego de Plata, Ramiro de Bellevue out of a Landgraf there. A horse that's been placed in many 2- and 3-star Grand Prix, also written by the late father of Joseph Tim. So first to go in this jump off with 8 efforts, 7 fences. Difficult choice here to make, but one ensures to just go clear, or if one tries to go flat out, because flat out it will be won with the type of competitors in this class. So first to go is Joseph, and he's starting with fence what was number 2, and turning left back to Oxer of Maquis-Riscal. Down to the Longines Oxer. Looks like Joseph is just trying to assure a nice economic clear without going too wild. Then there's another turn back here to an Oxer. AB of the combination and then down to the last fence, which was number 10, a vertical. So assuring a nice clear, Joseph has left plenty for the rest to be trying to shave off, but a beautiful round and a lovely horse.
The clock is on 33 seconds. I think we will see a little bit quicker than that. The man who won already in real style here this week. Michael Duffy, Jeff Allen, Ireland.
So, next in the ring is Michael Duffy. Michael is riding Jeff Dunhalven. Already winners here this week. One on Friday, ranking class, so Michael will definitely have a cut. So taking that on an angle, very economic there, fast. So taking off at 19 seconds, taking off at the water jump, back to the Oxer. Horse overran a little bit. Oh, unfortunately front pole of the second part, left the stride out there to the vertical. So a fast time, 41.05, but unfortunately 4 faults. So 6 seconds faster than Joseph, but unfortunately 4 faults for Michael. Time one would estimate for the winning round will be either side of 40 seconds. Horse just overturned a little bit, but ended up having a very good spot to that fence. Just ran out of space there to the front pole of the Oxer. Next in the ring is for the United States, Adrienne Dixon, and she's riding Vertigo Imperio Egipcio, 13-year-old by Verdi, previously written by Frank Shutter, which we saw earlier, and it's the first year that Adrienne is riding this horse. We'll see here. She's about 2 seconds behind the time of Michael Duffy, but clear. She had a good line to the Oxer, slightly better than Michael actually. Still clear. And again, leaving a stride out there to the last vertical, so a very good round, and into the lead goes Adrienne, finishing on a time of 44.87. So into the lead with 12 horses left to go. Adrienne will be well pleased with his performance, having just taken up the ride of Vertigo Imperio Egipcio. Now next for Brazil. Brazil, who have a very strong delegation here.
31 seconds.
This is Luis de Acevedo, and he's riding Chiquito Filo. It's a 14-year-old Chaco Blue out of a Daimler mare. Long-time partner of first week that he's here. Fourth in the Grand Prix in Hickstead. Who is husband of Céline Schoonbrod of Chapeta fame. Chapeta, who is now under Moroccan flag. And 47.94 to assure a clear round.
Great Britain's Joseph Stockdale sits in second place, and Adrian Dixon very much so in the lead by what is now 3 seconds with Vertigo.
Being the first week, was probably aiming for one of the 4-star Grand Prix. So still in the lead is Adrian Dixon. With next is Bart Claris, and he's riding Geste van de Vita. This will be fast. This horse was consistent winner as a young horse, won many classes. This year has already won a good class in Oplabeek. He's fast. He's very close to the time of Michael Duffy, which is the fastest time so far. Just went maybe a little bit wide there. Just a little wide to that Oxer, but this horse that will be careful and fast, but not quite the same scope as some others. So coming in on a fast time, 43.58, and into the lead goes Bart Claris. Well pleased with that.
Adrian Dixon in the second, Joe Stockdale in the third. Well, now the first of the two.
I just had to turn a little bit wide for that Oxer, the previous Oxer. You see the mare really trying hard and extremely careful. So Belgium in the lead, followed by the States, and next now in the ring we have for Japan Saphir Delac, normally written by Eiken Saito, now written by Koki Saito. This horse very experienced, 14-year-old by Mr. Blue. Winner of the Grand Prix in Arnhem, winner of the Grand Prix in Lichtenvoorde in Belgium. Well below the time there. Not putting anybody in danger, but again, one of those Japanese. But up the Japanese rider here are sort of warming up and hoping to get qualified for the games in Tokyo.
Yeah, that's the Suzuki fence comes down, as does the last fence, but the
last fence down. Late pole finishing up on 8 faults with 47.13. There's plenty of hope and expectation on the Japanese side. Karen Paul, she's competing in Palm Beach, and then there's a big delegation here. jumping in Vecher. Next in the ring is home ground, Armando Trapote, and he is riding Little John. Normally at this level we're used to see Armando jumping Tinkerbell. Armando, of course, that produced originally Arayan and then lately Jet Run. Little John by Balou de Rouet, and tastes like a good number of horses bred in Lewitt's stud. Coming in on 4 falls with 46.14 seconds.
It's into 6th place for Little John and Armando. Not over yet, is it? So Belgium's in the lead, 43.58 to beat. And we're back to Japan, the bronze medalist from the Asian Games 4 years ago. Riding this in the steppage, so this is Dabres, Satoshi Hirao, Japan.
So, next in the ring, still Belgium in the lead, Bart Claris, and we have another Japanese contender. This time it's Satoshi Hirao, and he's riding the 12-year-old mare Dabres by Dollard de la Pierre. This was previously written by Gunnar Ekberg and Emilie Conter. Fourth in the World Cup in Athens. A little bit behind the time and maybe just a little slow around that turn there to put Claris under danger. Yeah. Just went a little bit too wide to assure this Oxer. The horse jumping really well. Coming to the last and finishing up on 45.24, which puts him in 3rd place at the moment for Satoshi Hirao. Just 7 left. First of which is for the UK, James Wilson, and James is riding Imagine de Muse, mare by Nabab Derev out of a Chin mare. 4th in the Grand Prix in Mechelen, 4th in the Grand Prix in Olympia, 9th in the Oslo World Cup, 10th in the Mechelen World Cup. So this is a strong contender. Good line, good turn. Was jumping very well. Now this is the most important part here. How tight does he dare to go to the Oxer? Kept flowing, which is good, but I think he's a little bit down on the time. Coming in. 43.66.
Second place, an excellent try from James Wilson. Segundo lugar, sin faltas, 43.66. Into second place.
At this stage, if I'm right, leaves him in 2nd place. So 2nd place on 43.66 for James Wilson with Imagine de Muse. Jumped that extremely well. So there's a very exciting combination here. Horse with a tremendous record. Used to see him jump for Switzerland, written by Paul Esterman. This is Lord Pepsi, 14-year-old gelding by Lord Pepsi. Double clear and Faster Bows Nations Cup with Paul Esterman, was in the team in Rotterdam where things did go a little wrong. Third in a Grand Prix in Saint-Marin was the last time that Paul rode him, and now with Philippe Amaral. So this is definitely a very strong combination, and one that will be watched very carefully by the Brazilian selectors. Coming in a very respectable time of 44.37 for a very new combination, but the combination looks very promising. Obviously, this is one notch below the level that the horse is aimed at, but great to see the horse full of confidence and jumping out very well with Philippe Amaral. So Philippe Gardin, together with his colleague that's in charge with the Brazilian team, will have their work cut out to choose the 3 riders to go to Tokyo, but they seem to have a very strong pool. There's another strong competitor here which has had a great week this week. A couple of placings, high placings in the ranking classes, and he's riding SFS Vinconte, and it's Anthony Condon. Anthony, extremely competitive. This horse this is well a horse that's being brought up at a higher level and responding extremely well. Bred and owned by the Hales family. Has been written by Laura Kraut in the past. Sport classes in Birmingham and in London with Anthony just coming in there. And into the lead. Into the lead goes Anthony, 43.22.
He's gone into the lead. That was absolutely fantastic. 43.22. But I wonder, is there more in it? Well done, Anthony. Into the lead. And Belgium now in second. The game is on. 43.22.
So, change of leadership now. Anthony Condon for Ireland is leading on 43.22 with Belgium's Bart Claris second in 43.58. Next is Fanfa for Spain, riding Santiago de Blondel. This horse needs a little too much balancing to be able to take a chance or to try and be very competitive. And unfortunately having one fence down as well. And yesterday as well, so finishing on 8 and 44.29.
That is unfortunate. It is 2 down.
So that's the chances of Spain gone to try and keep it in the country. Going out with 8 falls 44.29.
Representing Italy. 43.22.
Oh, next somebody which definitely will have a go. Jan Tops, who was here last week, now this week in Doha. Very fast through the first fence, taking at a big angle. Cal Oxer. It's quick. Yeah, this is quick. This is similar time to what Michael Duffy had at this point. Take the line, I should say, minus Michael there as well. Horse jumping extremely well. Very safe over the last fence and in with 1.13 seconds in hand and into the lead. A strong lead goes Alberto Zorzi and Vauban du Trio.
Well done, Alberto Zorzi, top of the order, and he's taken 1.1 seconds off.
So we just have 2 horses left to go, and Alberto definitely didn't make it easy for the last 2. Both very strong competitors, especially Holly Smith. So Italy in the lead, followed by Ireland, followed by Belgium. Boxman's Lord Pedzey Jr. Already third in the 145 Grand Prix here. As mentioned, a very, very new ride for Pedro. Oh, he's fast. He is fast. Similar or maybe a shade faster to that. Very quick to that. So far the fastest turn to that. Needs quite a lot of balancing there before coming to the double. Clear first, clear two. Gallops to the last and gets away with it. 2.11 seconds faster than Alberto Zorzi, so well into the lead and huge enthusiasm of the crowd here. Pedro being the closest thing to a Spanish, being married to a Spanish lady and living in Spain. So well into the lead with 2 seconds in hand is Pedro Venice, having broken the 40-second barrier, which is faster than Michael Duffy, which was by far the fastest so far. So last into the ring, already a winner here this week, is Holly Smith with her Olympic hopeful, I suppose we could call him, Heart's Destiny. Very fast from 1-2, very fast through the start and galloping. Big horse, despite the fact that this is very turn and twisty. Holly is up on the time there. Quick through that turn. Didn't have to reorganize the horse as well as Pedro, and now fast to the last, leaving one out and clear. And 0.73 faster. And the winner for Great Britain is Holly Smith and Heart's Destiny. Her hair has been a great hunting ground here for Holly last year as well. She used this show to start her season, and a brilliant season she had. From 1 to 2 she was extremely fast, and then was able to make time coming down to the double, not having to reorganize. Pedro had to do just a little bit more organizing, and Holly obviously and rightfully very happy. So first Holly Smith for the UK, Pedro Venice, Alberto Zorzi, Anthony Condon, Bart Glass, and James Wilson. So in the end, 11 horses went clear in to jump off out of a possible 15. So this was the conclusion of the Caser Seguros Grand Prix, a 3-star 1m50 class for the full house, and there's Holly Smith getting ready for a prize. So from here, after week 4, and looking forward for next week, for week 5 at Verrières La Frontera, hopefully another sunny day. Till then, Alan Storm, goodbye.